Hello and welcome to part 3 of my Cemetery Mary series. If you haven't already seen the first 2 parts, you should check that out first so this all makes more sense to you. Well, thank you for watching my video, and let's start. Belongs in the fridge. What's that? Mary? Oh no, what's in the fridge? I swear, like a sudden, voice thing startled me so much. Oh god. Jumped to my feet as soon as I heard my name called. The sound of Reginald's voice had jolted me awake. So was that just... Oh, thank goodness you're okay. I saw you lying on the ground and was worried something had happened to you. I don't think a cemetery is a very good place to take a nap, you know. A nap, then? Was that all a dream? But, Ed, the way you spoke, I couldn't have made it all up. Could I? Reginald? What are you doing here? Oh, that's right. I never told you, did I? I'm a coffin maker, you see. And well, I've actually got business as someone who works here. Oh, you make coffins? Looks actually pretty. Why, I knew it. Someone from behind me harshly gripped my shoulder. Oh, why? If it isn't Twyla. Hello, Reginald. Huh? Oh, hi, Twy. You're kind of hurting me. What's going on here? Oh, you're friends with Mary, too. How lovely. You know, Twy, dear, I haven't seen you at the library in quite some time. Did you stop working there? You should have told me. I look for you when I go in, you know. I was worried something terrible might have happened to you. Uh-huh. Well, it's nice seeing you, Reginald. Mary and I have to get going. We do? Oh, is that so? Yes, we're already off schedule, so it's best we leave immediately. We are? Alright, perhaps I'll see you later then. Maybe. Goodbye. Twyla practically dragged me out of the cemetery. Felt really bad since I wasn't able to say goodbye to Reginald first. Once we were out past the gate, Twyla gave me a smack on the back of my head. Ow! Why did you do that? What were you doing with him back there? Huh? What do you mean? Didn't I tell you he was suspicious before? You don't understand. I wasn't going to talk to you. He's higher on my suspect list than ever now. Really? Yes, I'm almost confident he's up to something, even if it's not the murders. You'd be smart to avoid him. Right. Well, let's go then. Huh? We're doing something after all? Well, I was just going to do it myself. But since you're here, I might as well take you along too. So, I'll tell you what I know along the way. Hey, where are we going? Hardware store. Hardware store? Yeah. You see? Back when we looked in the kitchen of the retirement home, I saw something. I'm pretty sure it was... Hey, is it antifreeze? Huh? How'd you know that? Well, back when we were in the retirement home, I saw this trail of something I wasn't sure of. But it was like a trail of floor stains. And they were purple and... Okay. Twyla hit me over the head again. What did you do that for? Ow! You stopped doing that. Idiot, why didn't you tell me? I didn't have the chance. Well, something else confirmed it for me too. Yeah? What's that? Back in the cemetery, I think I spoke to Ed's ghost, the man who died. Oh, please don't try to bring a bunch of supernatural shit into this. I'm serious. I was in the house, his house. You broke in? No, it was like a ghost house. I don't know how to describe it. He offered me food, but when I looked in his fridge, there's a gallon of antifreeze in here. At least that's what it looked like from the way it was labeled. Right. Promise I'm not making it up. Sure, whatever. By any means, do you know what we're looking for? Back when we were in the retirement home, I saw a nearly empty gallon of something magenta-like with the majority of its label scratched off. Took a sample of it. Analysis showed that it was some type of antifreeze. How do you do that? Oh wait, you took a sample inside the kitchen, bro? Whatever. It's not important. But Huh? Don't worry about it. It takes too long to explain. It really is important how I did it. I just know it is some type of antifreeze. Some type? It's close enough. Was he some new brand of some bullshit? I don't know. That's not the important part. I looked further into it. I discovered that whatever brand that was, it was completely different than the kind they used by their retirement home in their vehicles. I mean, someone else had to bring in that antifreeze. It was likely means it was brought in for the express purpose of hurting someone. I'm going to go around the hardware store and auto shops and ask the workers there what they know about antifreeze, this kind specifically. We're really lucky. Maybe we can even find out who's been purchasing it. You think that'll work? What if whoever was using it ordered it online? I doubt it. If the butcher really is using antifreeze, then they'd probably be out buying it and paying for it with cash. It's much easier to track a digital footprint, even if it wasn't. It would look good when the authorities finally realized the murder weapon and discovered you've been having it shipped to your house for the past few weeks. Even if not, it's at least worth looking into what kind it is. Never thought of it like that. We're almost there. I'll start talking to employees and see if they can provide me with information. You go and look at the antifreeze and see if you can find any that looks like this. Twyla showed me a ripped part of the label, as well as a liquid sample in a small jar. Liquid looked similar to the kind that stained the floor, except it looked much more magenta here. Label was black with a magenta-ish purple stripe on it. Looked like there was a part of a letter on it. It was too cut off to know which letter it could have been. Felt weird. What was this label made of? It just felt like old paper. When we got inside the local hardware store, Twyla practically pushed me to the outdoor sections. She went off to go find someone to talk to. Guess it was my job to look for any potential candidates. Where should I look? Nothing down here but bags of soil fertilizer. Smells bad. There's some snow stuff here. Shovels, gloves, antifreeze. And none of these look like the bottom I'm looking for. There's a lot of blue and green, even some pink, but nothing that's this purpley magenta color. There was definitely something going on with that antifreeze. Somewhere has to have it. At least some worker who knows what we're talking about. And even if we find it, does that really mean we can find who's buying it? They're too high for me to see, unfortunately. One of those roller stair things was in the aisles, though. Thought about climbing it, but I was worried I might get in trouble. Guess I'll wait for an employee to come by and help me. Looked very hard, but I didn't find anything. Twyla and I tried out a few different stores, but no one seemed to have what we were looking for. Anything that was purple was an antifreeze. Anything that was antifreeze was at purple. Even when we asked employees, they didn't seem to know what we were talking about. Unless maybe they dyed the antifreeze to try getting people off their track? I don't know. Even showing them the label, they would say they'd never seen antifreeze or coolant packaging like that in their lives. Our efforts seemed fruitless. So eventually, we just gave up. At least for the day, that is. Twyla didn't even offer me a ride home or anything. Seemed really fed up. Guess I could see why. I just ended up heading back home after that. We had spent a while out together, and it wasn't as if we could do much more today. The day was pretty exhausting anyways. So I went home to do the usual evening things. Night proceeded as normal. Can I ask you a strange question? Are you there? Where are you? I'm here. What was your question? That's a strange question. Why do you ask? Can you just answer it, please? I have not. I don't really see why that's important. Something happened. No, I was just curious, that's all. If you have it, then doesn't matter. If you say so. Good night, Mary. been a few days since then. More than a few. Things have been very quiet. Stay home, I go out, but nothing new or interesting has really happened. I don't hear a lot from Twyla anymore. I want to message her sometimes, but afraid she's mad at me. Oop, I did not mean to do that. Or something like that. I haven't been a lot of help to her, and when I try, well, I just mess it all up, I guess. Maybe it'd be better if she didn't ask for my help. Not like I know how any of this works. Maybe she should have just interviewed me and been done with it, and she wouldn't have to get frustrated with me all the time. Grovin's going out today, even with all this rain. Guess he just really hates staying home. I mean, maybe I'd be out too, if I had somewhere to go. As much as I love the cemetery, walking around it in muddy shoes is less than ideal. I can handle it for a little while, not as long as I'd like to stay. There's the library and all too, but still books here, and it's really not really worth getting soaking wet for. Cemetery. Keep thinking of that dream I had there. I had to just been imagining it, right? There's no way that was really Ed's ghost. Unless it was. It's almost like the book I read. It talked about how ghosts were on a different plane. Is that the kind of plane it was talking about? If so, how come more people don't see ghosts in their dreams? Maybe they do, but they just don't realize it. If I'm seeing ghosts in my dreams, does that mean my dreams of Mom and Dad mean? I was able to consider that possibility much longer before my phone buzzed with a text message. It was Twyla. Hey. Hi. It's been a while. Is everything okay? No. Oh? Why not? You haven't found fucking shit, that's why not. Well, she seemed as usual. You been able to find that antifreeze? No. Even looking online, I can't find anything similar. I've been beginning to wonder if it's even antifreeze after all. How do you mean? I know that we think it is. Even if my analysis showed it was the same. I don't know. Something isn't adding up. Do you have any idea of who it might be at least? I do actually, but I still don't have enough evidence to go off of and prove that it is him. Him? Reginald Tetra. Wait, really? I know he said he was a suspect earlier, but I don't know. He always seemed pretty nice whenever I talked to him. I mean, whether or not it is him. I mean, being nice doesn't clear you from being a suspect. A lot of times serial killers are quote-unquote nice people. Of course he does. If you were a killer, would you act outwardly suspicious? He's probably really nice that you don't suspect him of doing anything wrong. Still, it gives you the idea that it's him. Remember how I said I worked in the library for a little while? I do. Well, I remember he would always try to hide or cover the books he was reading. He said he never wanted anyone to know. But once, I was able to catch sight of one of the books before he put it back on the shelf. It was about poison. I didn't think too much of it at the time. It was a while ago before this all started. But it stuck out to me, especially considering he was always so secretive about what he read. It seems very relevant now, doesn't it? Think he's been referencing that book? That he's poisoning people? It's a high possibility. At the very least, it's the only lead I have right now. Which brings me to believe it's him. Never trusted that man. Only thing is, I have no other proof. I don't think I can get closer to him without appearing suspicious myself. You bring up a good point. I guess he could be a suspect. I'm still having a hard time believing it's him. But then again, you've known him longer than I have, I guess. Listen, Mary. I know a lot of people in this town. No one has ever struck me more suspicious than Reginald Tetra. I think if we're going to set our sights on any suspect, it should be him. She seems so certain of it. But she's giving me no real reason to suspect him. Besides, he seems so friendly and sociable. He's been so nice to me every time I met him. I don't want to think he would do something like that. Well then, Twy, if you're so certain it's him, why don't you contact the police? I'm sure if they look into it, they'll find something. These are a bunch of fucking idiots and full scummy fucking people. We've been over this. Even if that wasn't the case, I don't want to be involved in any investigation of theirs. Can't you send in an anonymous report or something? Do you really think any of those reports actually stay anonymous? Do you realize how easy it is to get information, Mary? Even just texting us over the phone with you makes me concerned. Anyone sees these texts who knows what we're doing, it could be a lot of trouble. That's why I want to get this over with as quickly as possible. And the quickest way to do this is to decide who's responsible and then out of them. Just like that? She's so certain it's him. She's willing to accuse him just on a whim. We can prove that Reginald has been purchasing large amounts of antifreeze, and at least maybe we'll have a bit of evidence to go on by. And you'll turn that into authorities? Because I mean, we'll have to get involved at one point, right? Eventually. But that's for me to worry about. I just need a more clear indicator pointing towards him, and I'll be all set. It's just frustrating knowing the proof I'm looking for is so close and yet so out of reach. Damn, this is gonna sound really weird, but I have an idea that might help actually. Really? Yeah. It's like, baby. Okay, so begin. I want you to collect a list of everyone you think might have been killed by the butcher. Bring it to the cemetery tomorrow. I don't know if it'll work, but if it helps even a little, it's worth a shot, I think. Mary. Whatever loving fuck are you talking about? It's hard to explain, but trust me. I think I can make it work. Whatever you're planning sounds stupid, but fine. I'll be there tomorrow morning, but I have a meeting in the afternoon. So it better be quick. It better be helpful. If everything goes how I'm hoping it will, then it should be. I can't see it, but I'm sighing. But what is your meeting about there? Very well. See you tomorrow. Yes, you too. I can see it, but I'm sighing. We have this car saying that on text messages. You can't see it, but I'm sighing. If this ghost thing is real, then we should be able to talk to one of them too, right? Edstream proved stuff in the real world for me, so maybe that'll be the same here. Since they were there, they could tell me exactly what happened. That'd prove it, right? Twyla met me by the cemetery like we agreed. She's tapping her foot impatiently in front of the gate. You get long enough to get here. My best friend's on a schedule, I'm sorry. She had the list in hand like we agreed. Walking into the cemetery, looked for the people that were on her list. People had died shortly around the time rumors of the killer came to be. After a bit of walking, we actually managed to find 2 of the people on the list, right next to each other. Alright, so we found them. Now what? Are you gonna tell me what your idea was already? Oh, right. So, remember when you saw me and Reginald in the cemetery together? Yeah? Well, that's because you found me asleep on one of the graves. Wow, just when I thought you couldn't try any harder to be God. Huh? Continue. Oh, so, I was asleep, that's when I talked to Ed. That's how I knew about the antifreeze, remember? Maybe if I slept on their graves like I did Ed, maybe I'll talk to them too and they could tell me what happened. Oh, for the love of... Come on, at least let me try it. Even if it's just a weird premonition or something. Maybe it'll offer us some insight. You dragged me out here for this. I'm trying to take this seriously, Mary. I don't have time for this stupid fucking shit like this. I'm being serious. Please at least give me a chance. Fine. You have 30 minutes, so choose one of them. I'll wake you up when it's over. Oh, okay. I can do that. Twyla wants me to choose one person to talk to, because I could always talk to the other when she's gone, but I need the person I choose to be enough to convince her that I'm not just playing around. It's a boy and a girl here. I don't actually know the circumstances of their deaths, so I guess I'll just go with my gut instinct. Who should I go with? I had to top the grave and gently shut my eyes. Felt weird to be doing it purposely this time. I was prepared and made sure I woke up extra earlier today. so I'd be able to fall asleep with no problem. It happened. Just like the last time, I woke up in an unfamiliar place. Getting a closer look, this place seemed more familiar than I thought. I recognized this place. Looked up at the building before me. Its flowy awning didn't wave in the wind like it usually does. The glass door was propped open, as if inviting me in. Guess this was my destination. Cautiously took a step inside. This restaurant was completely empty. Everything seemed to be covered in a fine layer of dust. I heard about this place getting closed temporarily, but the way it looked now made it look as if it had been abandoned for years. There's a girl here. She didn't seem to acknowledge me when I came in, but she was the only other person here. Approached her. As I got closer to the girl, I noticed her playing with her hair. And as she moved it from her face, I could see the horrible rash that covered her. The dizzy way she was standing made it seem like she was so exhausted. What happened to her? Who's there? Oh, I'm sorry. I should have made myself more known. You're Merlet, right? Merlet Colette? Did I scare you? Not at all. I could sense you coming. You smell like pretty flowers and old friends. Oh, thank you. Though I can't say I know you. I don't think that's quite true. Well, anyways, I'm really sorry. I don't have a lot of time here. I asked you some questions about how you got here. Well, it's been a while since I've been here. What does that mean? And they got here when you did. Haven't been to this place since that awful date. Had a bad date here. My date was nice. My meal, not so much. I'm an allergy, so. So that's, I don't know how to say this without being rude. You got that rash in your face? I always break out like this when I have nuts. Unless I accidentally put some in my food. Yeah, accidentally. I see. Really sorry. Strange, though. My order was never supposed to come with nuts of any kind. I used my Epian, too. I know what it means, I can't pronounce it. So I just don't know what went wrong. Thought I'd wake up in a hospital. That is not at all, I guess. Very sorry. Is there anything else strange? Ask who is with you. How so? Did you see anybody maybe suspicious? Not that I can think. Now that you mention it. Oh, there was another unusual flavor. It's really bitter. I tried to wash it down with some of my wine, but it didn't help at all. It's even like the more I drank, the more I tasted that awful flavor. Is it the wine? I guess it didn't mix well with the alcohol. But it's stomach anyways. I figured it was just a vegetable I wasn't used to. And it felt like it was burning, but maybe that was just the nuts. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling me. Can I maybe look at your food before I go and see what was in it? Sure, if you'd like. Not like I'll be eating it anymore. Put down and inspected the food that had been scattered across the floor. It looked like some salads to me. Passing over them, I noticed what could have been duds, but I'm not honestly sure. So I looked over to her spilled wine glass. Did I dare taste it? It was kind of gross already being on the floor and all, and I don't even like alcohol, but it burned. This is time's up. I was woken by Twyla, who roughly shook me awake. She was clearly running low and patient. Well, did you find out anything? Or did you just waste my time? Sorry, I'm still a bit drowsy. Snap out of it. Tell me what you learned. There's a girl there. At a restaurant. The one that's been closed for a little while. She had an allergic reaction to her food. Is that all? No, it wasn't just that. There was something in her food, too. Thought it was just red wine, but it burned as soon as I put it in my mouth. Do you think that? Oh, definitely. I knew for a fact it was. You did? Recently heard from inside sources they found traces of something else in the girl's food after claiming she died of allergies. Really? There was some incident there, but I never heard that. Of course you didn't. Because they don't want you to know. Who doesn't? I have to get going, Mary. But I have to say, I don't know how you did it, but this ability of yours seems like it would be useful to me. I'll get back to you on this later. Alright. Twyla left to go to her meeting, leaving me stranded here. I wasn't sure what I was going to do for the rest of the day, but glad I was finally able to be of use somehow. I actually feel pretty good leaving the cemetery. That is, until I walked out the gates and saw him there waiting for me. Kroven? I didn't know you were coming. Mary, what the fuck was that? Huh? Who were you talking to in there? Oh, that's Twyla. She's my friend, I think. I know who Twyla is. Oh, really? I didn't know you knew her. You two don't really seem like the type to hang out together, but is this who you've been hanging out with so much? Huh? Yeah. Why? Twyla's a fucking madman. Stay away from her. Is it like, do these three people that she meets just not get along? Like, Twyla hates, I forgot his name again, but the long-haired guy. And then he hates Twyla. Does that mean the long-haired guy hates him? I don't know. Snow win for this poor girl. Stay away from her. Huh? I don't want to get into it, but that girl is the reason that the fucking devil hides in hell. Don't hang out with her anymore. I mean, we're not really hanging out. We're actually trying to find out about... I don't give a shit what you're doing. Stay the fuck away from her. Well, you're clearly not listening to me. Are we supposed to be friends? Haven't we always known each other? You don't want to trust me on this? I know better than you, Mars. So stay the fuck away from her. Or stay the fuck away from me. Jeez, Kroven! You don't have to be so mean about it! Kroven angrily stormed off after that. I felt so conflicted. Kroven never used to get mad at me like that. I know Kroven doesn't like her for whatever reason, but I know Twyla isn't a bad person. She may do some devious things, but I know she's doing them for good reasons. She has to care about people, putting her life on the line to try and stop a potential killer. She may not be the nicest in personality, but she's good in heart. Right? The rest of my day after that was uninteresting. And Kroven didn't talk to me the rest of the night when I got home. I knew that was for the best. Besides, I could always rely on someone else to talk to me at the night. And then he stepped away. I see. I'm sorry you were faced with that. It's whatever, I guess. He's always in a bad mood lately, so I try not to take it too personally. Do not. I don't. I'm just wondering, but you were in my shoes. Do you think I should trust him on it? I can't answer that for you. They're your friends, not mine. How do you feel towards them? Well, the girl I'm friends with, I'll admit that I don't think she's that nice. She doesn't even seem to try to be. Stuff she does is for a good cause. She tries very hard to make everything okay for everyone. Even if my male friend doesn't like her. That doesn't mean that I have to see the worst in her. And I'm sure then she thinks of me as a friend too. Even if she doesn't express it the best. I think that's very mature of you. I hope everything works out between you and your friends. Thanks, I think. Good night, Mary. I had a pretty decent sleep despite everything that was bugging me. Before I even got out of bed for the day, my phone started buzzing with text messages. It was Twyla. Mary, are you there? I need you for something. If I think correctly, you'd be able to help me with this very well. I'm not sure what I should do. I want to help Twyla, but Kroven was really mad yesterday to see me with her. If I don't help, she might be missing out on evidence because of me. If I go with her and Groven finds us together again, it could result in him feeling even worse. I don't want him to be upset with me again. But I don't want Twyla to get upset with me either. What should I do? You should go with Twyla, but if she acts like shady or something, just leave. I decided to respond to Twyla, telling her I could make it. Good. I assume you're going to tell me to meet you by the cemetery again, so I'll see you there at 12. Don't be late. Although I feel like Groven should have really explained more, like, why. Because someone was like, don't hang out with this person, and didn't specify, I would still hang out with that person, because I'm like, well, you didn't give me a reason not to. So, yeah. Not wanting to be late, but not wanting Groven to possibly ask where I was going, quietly got changed and slipped out the front door. Nervously waited for the bus, hoping I wouldn't see him until later tonight. I hopped off the bus and started to make my way towards the cemetery. I was really hungry. Probably should have picked up something back at the house, but guess I was too scared of possibly running to Groven's there, having to explain where I was going in such a hurry. Twyla met me at our designated time and place, and I asked where we would be going today. The hardware store. The hardware store? Didn't we already check most of them? Yes, but someone I talked to actually provided me some important information the other day. I heard that our main suspect visits a specific one at least once every 2 weeks. So if that's true, it seems like today will be the day he shows up. So, are we just going to wait there until he does? We might have to. What if he doesn't? Are you doubting me? Oh no, but... Good. Then let's go before we miss him. I headed back down to the hardware store with her, though I wasn't sure what her plan was. Even if we do catch him buying something, does that really prove he's a culprit? We arrived at the hardware store. Except for the few employees here, it's pretty much empty. On Twyla's instruction, we waited for Reginald to stop in. But as long as we waited there, we didn't see him. We looked around the store several times, but still nothing. Thought I lost Twyla a few times. So part of me wondered if she was just trying to keep me busy. But that doesn't make any sense. Because if she really wanted to sneak around, then she wouldn't have invited me in the first place. So why did she invite me? Considering asking Twyla if we should leave. I had Reginald's phone number. I considered asking Twyla if I should text him, but that would be suspicious if I did, wouldn't it? Hey, are you going to the hardware store today? Why? Oh, no reason. How did I know? Haha, I didn't. Yeah, that would probably be way too suspicious. And I wouldn't want to ruin Twyla's plan or anything. However it may be, whatever it may be, we sat near the front of the store waiting for anybody to stop in. We were quiet as Twyla was busy texting somebody. I don't know who, but I guess it was important as she responded to them for a long time. She kind of ignored me as she continued to text them. The sound of her fingers against the screen was rapid, so it had to be important somehow. So I just let her text, trying to think of something we could do until he got there. If he even got here. I considered getting up and making another round around the hardware store when... Huh? Out for the corner of the aisles, Reginald walked by, pushing a cart in front of him. But how? When? We never saw him enter the store or saw him the entire time you were walking around. Could he have been in here and we just missed him? His cart had more than a few items in it, so he had to have been here at least a while looking for it, right? However it happened, we finally managed to spot him. He spotted us as well. Gave us a smile and a wave as he walked past us to the checkout counter. He raised a finger to us, suggested as if to say, "Just a minute," and all of his stuff got packed into plastic bags. Turned to Twyla to gauge her reaction, but couldn't read anything past her usual poker face. She was just staring intently at him, as if analyzing him. Wish I knew what she was thinking. Then she had to walk away from me. I didn't understand why and almost followed her until I noticed Reginald walking towards me, wearing a smile on his face and bags in his hands. Hello, Mary. didn't expect to see someone like you here. Out again with Twyla today? Oh yeah. We were just here, Should we say antifreeze? I mean, if you say antifreeze, and if he acts suspicious, then you would have caught him. And shovel, gloves, those brushes to wipe snow off your car, you know, winter stuff. Really? Well, that won't be necessary. Huh? You have my number, don't you? If there's ever any snow that's getting in your way this winter, just call me up. I'll take care of it for you. Reginald, that's a very generous offer, but I couldn't possibly accept it. Please, I insist. It would be my pleasure. Well, I'll consider it. Thank you. So what brings you here today? Me? Oh, nothing important. Just picking up some stuff I need for the apartment, that's all. Even how much I pay, I still have to take care of everything myself. Sorry, that sounds troublesome. Why are you apologizing? It isn't your fault. Well, yes, but still. To be going now, I suppose. My errands aren't going to take care of themselves. But say, next time you need to come here, reach out for me, won't you? I'll look for Jack along, and I think I'd be able to help you a bit too. I'll remember that. After that, Reginald left the door, waving goodbye. Twyla walked back over to me after having been watching from the sidelines the whole time. Twy? What was the point of that? You didn't even talk to him when you walked right out the door. Yeah, but do you see what he just bought now? Oh no, should I? But in parentheses, I saw him buy antifreeze. Not of the kind of gallon we were looking for, but he did buy it. On top of that, he bought rat poison, insecticide, and rope. That stuff doesn't inherently mean he's doing it for anything bad. Are you going to report that, though? No. You're going to pursue him. Or he gets far enough, I want you to go out there and ask to help him. What? Isn't he our main suspect? Don't you think he's dangerous? You want me to go with him? For whatever bizarre reason, he seems to have a liking to you, right? So you could probably get a lot out of him. Twyla, I don't know about this. Why not? You say he's not inherently doing bad things anyways, right? So you should have no reason to be scared. Besides, I have to take care of something else anyway. So I'll have my phone on me the whole time. So hurry. Go out there and catch up to him. And text me any updates. If things start going really bad, you could just call for help. I should have known. Known what? That you'd rather take it out and let more people die. Should I even be surprised, though? Of course you'd want that to happen. All of these precious cemeteries you love so much. Maybe that's why you keep hindering my progress. That's your sick lecture. I ran out of the door as fast as I could. Although I didn't say anything, I think Twyla could tell I was going after Reginald like she wanted me to. To my surprise, he actually wasn't that far down the street. I was surprised to see him on the street at all, actually. Guess he was taking the bus like I do? Maybe his car was just parked far. Whatever the reason, it worked out well for me as I was able to skip up to him pretty quickly. Reginald, wait a moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Is everything alright? Well, you see, back there Twyla mentioned to me, you were, buying rat poison? Oh, yes. Bit embarrassing to admit, but my partner has been having a bit of rat problem lately. My landlady won't do anything about it, so it's up to me, I suppose. She doesn't even answer her door anymore. Can you believe that? Is she dead? Oh, I didn't have to do that, but whatever. So I guess I ought to take care of it before my neighbors start having rodent problems, too. Well, I don't think you should kill them. They probably just don't have anywhere to go. It's not fair to them. I'm sorry, but I really don't think there's much I can do at this point. I'm actually pretty good at animals, especially small ones. Is that so? Yeah, so maybe I can come over. I'll try to help you out with them, so you won't have to kill them. I don't know. Appreciate your concern, but are you sure that's something you want to do? Yes, absolutely. Oh, alright, if it means that much to you. When would you like to come over? Oh, I was thinking, like, right now? Oh, that's so last minute. We're not even giving me time to straighten things out. Can't possibly have you over right now. I just die of embarrassment. Or you might die of fright. Please. The problem will be over sooner if you let me come now. Well, alright. You drive a hard bargain. Bar is just around this corner, and the drive shouldn't be too long. Oh, good. Hopefully I can help at least a little bit. Like Reginald said, we got to his car around the corner. Once I was buckled inside, I messaged Twyla. I'm in his car, and we're heading to his apartment. Perfect. Make sure to snoop around while you're there. I don't know, I said I was gonna help him with a rat problem. So, even more of an excuse to be snooping around. You have to look for the rat, right? I guess so. Text me when you get there. Make sure you talk to him on the ride over. Spend all your time texting me, you may think you're up to something. Right. I put my phone down and took a deep breath. Everything about this felt uncomfortable. Going to Reginald's just to spy through his things. That's not right. But if he really is dangerous, maybe that makes it okay? But if he isn't, then if he is dangerous, then I have to be extra careful. I don't know what he could do. I mean, I don't know him that well. Here I am, heading to his house. I'll just be on my toes. So have you worked with rodents before? I don't know which one is actually true with her though. Say kind of. Oh, kind of. I know a lot of people are scared by them, but they don't bother me any. Reginald I spoke as he drove. She had a pet tarantula when I was younger. I know it's not exactly the same, but it's an unconventional pet, I guess. I love tarantulas. I would have pet tarantula. My dad has a phobia of spiders, so I can't. Plus, I don't want to kill bugs to give it to it, so. Fascinating. I've never been much of an animal person myself, but who knows? Maybe that would change if I got a pet. Fortunately, my apartment doesn't allow them. Shame too. The cat would be most handy in this situation. I suppose so. Guess I'll be your cat stand-in? Seems so. How do you plan to catch it, if I may ask? Oh, get a feel for your apartment first, and I'll see the best method to go about it. Sounds reasonable to me. Eventually, we made it to Reginald's apartment building. Most of the apartment buildings within the city are kind of cramped. Reginald's was not much different. Despite this, it didn't look half bad. The outside seemed pretty clean, and there was a parking lot right next to the building. It was conventional that he did not have to park on the street. Pulling up to it, it was also a lot bigger than I had anticipated. Wow, this place is huge. Oh please, it only looks big from the outside. It only looks nice from the outside too. Still, this seems like a nice enough place to live. It works, I suppose. Though I think one day I'd like to have a house. I like my privacy and alone time. Really? But you're so open and friendly. Huh? You think so? I don't quite see things that way. He stepped inside Reginald's apartment, and I already could see what he meant when he said it looked nicer from the outside. It wasn't terribly dirty, but it definitely looked like there was some dust about. Top of that, it was incredibly plain. Dull of anything except doors and an elevator and a stairwell. Not even a decorative plant. Top it all off, there was a faint smell in the air that was just not good. I don't quite know how to describe it, but it was definitely unpleasant. I'm on the top floor. Our elevator is broken, however, so I hope you don't mind taking the stairs. That's fine. I don't mind one bit. But as we walked up the stairway, I texted Twyla to let her know I had arrived as well as his address, just in case she needed that information later. Reginald's apartment was on the 5th floor. It was a long walk up the stairs. Once you were at the top, it felt incredibly high up. I was looking at the windows in the narrow hallway as he fumbled with his keys to unlock the apartment door. Only occurred to me after the fact that I probably should have offered to hold his bags for him, but I was distracted. He got the door open, though, and welcomed me inside. Well, here we are. You forgive how messy things are right now. Messy? Reginald had nothing out except for his furniture. None of it seemed overly dusty or anything. Well, I suppose I should just send Reginald got a phone call. Really sorry, but I believe I have to take this. I'll just be in a moment, but please do make yourself at home. Reginald excused himself into what seemed to be his bedroom. Took a quick glance at my surroundings to get a feel of things, where I should look for evidence, I guess. Reginald's apartment felt a bit smaller than what I had expected. He seemed very minimalistic. Very minimalist. I don't know how much he was allowed to change about his apartment, but even still. I don't know how much evidence I could find when it seemed like he hardly owned anything to begin with. Took out my phone to text Twyla. I hoped she would respond quickly before Reginald came back. I'm in his apartment now, but I'm not quite sure what to do. He left to take a phone call. I know I should look for evidence, but I don't know where to look. Well, fucking look somewhere and try at least instead of texting me. Even something small could be important. Okay, then. I mean, she is right. Gotta look somewhere. The kitchen cabinets were probably good because if he does have, like, the antifreeze, like the right kind or whatever. I walked into the kitchen area and quietly started opening some of the cabinets. I couldn't find much in here. The only thing that could have potentially struck me as suspicious is the bottle of drain cleaner. But it was kept right under the sink. That's not weird. I opened the drawer of the end table that was sitting behind the couch. There's nothing really in here except the keys and spare change. Closed the drawer. Peered out into the hallway using the peephole on the door. I don't even know what I was looking for exactly. Faintly, I could hear the murmuring of people on the other side. It sounded like his neighbor was talking to someone out in the hall. Quietly snuck over to Reginald's bedroom door where he was talking on the phone. Felt bad listening into his conversation, but I couldn't really hear what he was saying. But he sounded frustrated. Not angry, just frustrated. Stepped away from the door. Opened the door to Reginald's bathroom. It was pretty tiny. Cramped even for one bedroom apartment. I looked in some of the drawers. There was nothing that really struck me as being suspicious here. Left the bathroom. I was having difficulty seeing anything suspicious. I was about to text Twyla and ask if she had any ideas of what I could do. Before I was able to text her, I was hit again with an unusual and unpleasant smell. It was stronger this time. It was definitely something in this apartment. Followed the scent to a door at the end of the hallway in the apartment. Led me to a room with an oddly placed wardrobe in it. The smell was coming from this. Twyla, there's a weird smell in the apartment. I think it's from a wardrobe in here. Is it locked? I don't know, I haven't tried to open it yet. Do I dare open it? What if there really is something in there? What if there's a body in there? What would I do? Would I just pretend I didn't see it? Would I run out? Would he know? Mary, are you okay? Have you opened it yet? No. What are you waiting for? You don't want to get caught by him. Open door. Twyla's right. I didn't want to get caught, and knowing what was in there was important, even if it wasn't something pretty. Reached a hand forward, but the wardrobe shook. The wardrobe just shook. Really? Better open it then. Kitchen was right. I don't have a lot of time. If it moved like this, someone, had to be in here. I had to know. Also, I'm just letting another person. I reached out my hand towards the handle. It wasn't locked. Inside, was a nest of rats. I kind of figured it to be something like that. They're so cute. Just like Reginald said he had been having a problem with. Looked as though the mom had become a mama not too long ago. I guess that explains the smell and the shaking. Felt bad having doubted him now. Seemed as if I woke up the rats. Oh jeez, what happened with the rats? Mom looked like he was going to attack me, but Reginald was here and he held the door shut just in time. Reginald, I'm so sorry. I can explain. No, it's quite alright. You were looking for the rat by yourself, right? But it's irresponsible of me to let you do that on your own. That rat was infected by something and bit you then. Oh, I would just feel so awful. Hey, it's okay. I'm fine, see? I shouldn't have been looking through your stuff like that. That was really awful of me. I'm sorry. No, don't apologize. I'm the one who's sorry that you came over when my apartment in such a state. I'm sorry, but it's probably better if you leave now. That's understandable. I'm very sorry. Is he experimenting on the rats or something? Apologized to Reginald a few more times before I left for good. He assured me each time that he was the sorrier one. He looked really embarrassed. I felt so bad. He asked if I wanted to ride home, but I told him that it was okay. I'd just take the bus. He was also kind enough to reassure me that he would look for a rat specialist or something to pick them up rather than use the poison, because he knew how much it bothered me. He was sweet. As I hopped on the bus home, I checked my phone. Mary? Are you okay? Did you find anything? Sorry, I didn't respond earlier. Opened the wardrobe, but there was just some rats in there after all. Damn it, that doesn't help our case at all. Actually, there's something a bit unusual I spotted while I was there. What was it? You said that you bought rope earlier, right? Yeah, why? Well, when I opened the closet, I noticed that there was some already in there. Is that so? What do you think he needs it for? Twyla? Hey, are you there? It's late. I wasn't sure you were still going to message tonight. I just had a busy day. Understandable. As did I. For some reason I have a feeling our days were busy in different ways. That's probably true. You must be tired then. After such a busy day. I guess so. Well, I won't keep you up longer than I have to. As long as you're safe, that's all that matters. Hoping to see you soon. Good night, Mary. Thank you. Been a few days. I haven't heard a lot from Twyla. I guess that's expected. She doesn't really update me on our situation. Normal people scare bees. Enlightenment. Normal people scared of bees. That's so funny. But I guess that's alright. She seems to have everything under control, I guess. She only really calls me up when she needs me for things. Other times we just happen to run into each other. But I'm okay with that. Really, I am. This is a really big thing after all, and it is kind of her thing more than it is mine. Like, I'm kind of just a sidekick in all this. I know it's really important not just to her, so I try to not to add more stress on her shoulder. Oh my god. I know it's really important, not just to her, so I try to add more stress on her shoulder. Even if I know I get on her nerves sometimes. I wish these weren't so expensive. I mean, I know I'm not poor, at these prices I will be. Is that my phone? It is. That's a text from Twyla. Does she need me for something? It's a good thing I'm already out if that's the case. Hey Mary, you there? Thanks for your help a few days ago. It actually helped me a lot. Very appreciative. You did a terrific job. You really think so? I'm so happy to hear that. Even if I don't see how I really helped that much. I have a question for you, though it's kind of last minute. You want to come over for dinner tonight? Whoa, really? I mean, sure, I guess so, but why do you ask? It is kind of sudden after all. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like a family dinner. I wasn't going to invite you. Then my uncle suggested I do so. He's been helping me out so much, he thought it would be the polite thing to do. And he's right. That's why I'm inviting you now. You don't have to say yes, but again, it was just the polite thing to do. Well, yeah, I can come. This sounds really nice. Thanks for inviting me. So you're coming then? Alright, I can have my driver pick you up. Send me your address and I'll forward it to him. You can expect him around 6-ish. Oh, that won't be necessary. I'm just going to be at the cemetery again. Really? Yeah. It's just easiest. Whatever. Make sure you're ready. The time came to be, I was waiting at the cemetery like I said I would be. I recognized the car and license plate from the last time we drove together and got in. The chauffeur was the same too. He didn't say a word to me and I didn't say a word to him. It was a very quiet drive as we made our way back to Twyla's house. On arriving there, it had already turned dark. I noticed that the fountain in front of our house had been lit up. It cast a very elegant glow all around. I also noticed there's quite a few cars at her driveway, or parking area. I don't know how to describe it. It's large and made of bricks. There were lots of cars there. That made me kind of nervous. I know she said it was a family dinner, but it seemed like a lot of people. Would I really be okay being here? It already seemed like I didn't belong. I got out of the car and drove it off as soon as I closed the door behind me. I guess I had no option to turn back now. Climbed up the stairs and upon making it to the top rang the doorbell. Without even being inside, I could hear all the commotion going on within. Without even hearing her come to the door, she opened it so suddenly. Quite honestly, I didn't expect to see her dressed like that. Whoa. Oh, and you made it after all. I was beginning to think you canceled on me. Was there a lot of traffic? Or was my driver late getting you? No, but you're dressed a lot more fancy than I anticipated. Here, come inside. I don't want to let you bugs in by keeping the door open. That's a pretty outfit, though. She's always like dressed like an owl. As I stepped inside, there were so many people, all talking and chatting. Some had glasses of whatever alcohol it was. Some had little plates of them. All of them were dressed extremely formally. Like party formal, the type of stuff you'd wear to weddings or extravagant sweet 16s. Twyla, this is so embarrassing. You didn't tell me people were gonna be dressed like this. And that there's gonna be so many of them. I feel so embarrassed. Why didn't you tell me? When I've dressed up before. Oh, don't be dramatic, you're fine. You're dressed semi-formally all the time anyways. You have to go make sure dinner is right smoothly, but you can do what you want until then. Just as long as you're not snooping through my things or anything. Wait, I can't just stay with you? You're the only person I know here, Twy. No offense, but you'll just get in the way. You'll be fine though, see you during dinner. Whoa, just abandon her like that, Twyla. Twyla left shortly after that, leaving me to wonder why I had agreed to come to this in the first place. She said family dinner, I guess I imagined something much different. Quaint event with some extended family and a nice meal. This was definitely some sort of party she was throwing. I don't know how many of these people were actually family, but I think it was more obvious that I wasn't. Felt like everyone was staring at me. It brought back bad memories of mine. I tried to find some place where I could sit and not bother anyone until dinner was ready. Eventually I found the couch in the living room was surprisingly empty until the seat. I tried to look as normal and small as possible. I didn't feel welcome here, and I didn't want to take up more room than necessary. Tried to stay on my phone for the most part, but it felt rude to be doing so. Even though I wasn't talking to anybody anyways. It just felt inconsiderate to be on my phone. Putting it down didn't really help how I felt, though. Though I didn't join into any conversation, I did hear one that caught my attention. Don't give me that look, you know this place. Bookstore on 4th, run by the old guy. Oh, that one? Bookstore on 4th? That was bookstore Twyla and I went to. What happened with that all? Anyways, read the newspaper about it. Newspaper? You didn't just watch it on TV? Yeah, I sit and read it with some coffee. Anyways, like I was saying, he confirmed his death the other day. Really? Wasn't he brought to the hospital? Hell if I know. The article didn't say. All it said was that he found multiple stab wounds bleeding out on the floor of his own store. Is Twyla the murderer? She literally stole the knife and killed him. And then every place that Twyla goes to, someone dies. Like either someone's like trying to frame Twyla or like Twyla is the killer. I think they found him until morning until they estimated he died around closing times. I didn't hear about a hospital, but he's dead now regardless. I felt heartbroken. That was the bookstore owner. Twy made me distract. I didn't even hear of his death. How long ago was it? Did I miss it? Did they have a funeral already? He was so nice to me though. The store was so empty. Was he all alone in the end? Is this my fault? Does death follow me now? I was going to be the next to die. Even my own thought, I almost tuned out of their conversation. Then I heard another thing that made me snap back into it. Is he even fucking here at all? I haven't seen him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't. Not like he does anything anymore anyways. Jensen was always pathetic. Maybe now he's finally realizing that. Jensen, that's Twyla's uncle, right? You sure you want to be saying that so loud? What if he's here and hears you? Doesn't matter. Not like we'll get kicked out or anything. Yeah, I guess that's true. I thought it was pretty cruel of them to be talking about him like that. I know I don't know him really, but I can't help but feel bad for him. They're talking so cruelly about him, and in his own house. I hoped he wasn't here, and if he was, I hope he didn't hear anything. I can't imagine hearing someone talk about me like that in my own home. Actually, oh, is dinner ready? People around me starting to leave into the next room. Thought of having to sit at a dinner table, but that made me feel nervous. Thought about just staying here instead, but then I got up and followed them into the dining room. On entry, it felt very different than the rest of the house. Twyla's home was classy but colorful. But this room was drenched in white. The only thing to offset it was the brown, long dinner table in the center. But yeah, I've been to someone's like birthday party before, and they invited so many family members. Like there was like hardly any space to walk in the house, and I was just so fucking terrified the entire time. I completely understand you, Mary. What a long table it was. It felt like the kind you saw in movies. People began to sit. Hastily, I looked for Twyla. On one end of the table, I noticed that Jensen was here after all. I took a seat. I hoped those talking bad about him weren't near. Another end, I caught sight of Twyla beginning to pull her chair out. She told me. I think she must have sensed how nervous I was because she gestured me over to her. Oh, thank goodness. I made my way over there as quickly, and also as politely as I could. I was planning on taking the seat next to her, but another man got there before I did and sat down. So I just took the one next to him. I was still talking distance of Twyla, so I was okay with it. People began to talk as well. People do. I started to tune out of their conversations again. That is until I was brought into the conversation. She's a bit freaky looking, ain't she? You get used to it. Oh, me? Yeah, look at me a sec. Yeah, I can't look in those eyes too long. You'll freak me out. Oh, yeah. I would get that a lot. You ever thought about auditioning for a horror movie? I bet Denise would be great for a face like that. She would fit in well to do one. After all, she could talk to ghosts. Ooh, is that so? Yeah, kind of. only done it a few times, but yeah. Really show me then. Oh, I can't. You should show him. I think that would be a neat party trick. I would, but it only really works when I'm sleeping. Oh, sure it does. Come on, Mary, show them what you can do. At this point, the people sitting across from us seemed pretty interested too. I don't know. I mean, the atmosphere here isn't right for it, and I don't think. Come on, not even for me. Poor man with a late mother. You wouldn't even give me a chance to speak with her again. It's not that I don't want to, it's just... I've seen you do it before. Surely if you push yourself a little harder, you can do it right now. I wasn't sure what to do. Everyone's looking at me. I didn't want to embarrass Twyla or myself. And if I pretend to do it, I'll just embarrass myself further. They'll think I'm a fake. I don't know what to do. I have to decide soon. Be honest and refuse. I'm sorry, I really can't. The searching conditions that we met, and this isn't really a place I can do it. Sure. First was that weird guy, now this redhead chick. Jeez, Twy, you sure to seem to attract a lot of useless people, don't you? Perhaps I do. Is that why you're here sitting next to me then? Youch, got me there. People were looking at me before, now turned back to their earlier conversations. They gave me a bit of a snicker before they did so. I could tell they probably thought I was just some crazy girl or something. I wished I could have been a ghost myself right then. Dinner was delicious, but it was hard to enjoy it while I was trying to swallow my embarrassment at the same time. At least I didn't have to talk anymore during it. After what I felt like forever, the party finally ended, and I asked Twyla if I could call her driver for me again, or at the very least where the closest bus stop was. I had hoped I hadn't missed my bus back home. Twyla did so, but as I was about to leave, she told me, "Don't embarrass me like that again." What? She didn't even do anything. It was your fault, Twyla. And she shut the door behind me. Felt like dying. At the very, very least, I was able to get home safe. Hi again. You're late again. Another busy day? Yeah. I went to a friend's for dinner. How did that go? It could have been better. I feel like I embarrassed myself. It's something that happens to all of us. You should just stop being friends with her. She's kind of a jerk. I wish I could eat dinner with my parents again. One day soon. They are safe, right? Not just alive, but they're fed and warm? I believe so. What's that mean? Don't concern yourself with it. All of this again. Just as long as I can see them safe again. The day is approaching. You will. Good night, Mary. It's been a few days since then. I think Twyla's been doing well in the investigation. At the very least, when I message her about it, she tells me it's fine. Twyla hasn't really been the one initiating her conversations. I've been trying to. But it's usually only a few short messages, and the conversations don't really go further than that. Sure, she's just busy, though. And I know that if she needs me, she'll call me. So, I just waited till she needs me. But I've talked enough about that already. I had a nice day myself, actually. Sometimes it's nice to just return to the cemetery for a normal day after so much chaos. Made sure I put at least one flower on every grave today, though I haven't talked to any of them. I considered doing it, but, like others tell me, it's probably not a good idea to fall asleep in public places, especially if there is a killer on the loose. So I decided I wouldn't do that today. That's not what happened, though. I truthfully didn't mean to fall asleep. I didn't. But when I sat back against the mausoleum we have, after being outside and on my feet all day, well, I was just so tired. I didn't even realize I fell asleep. Till I woke up to the sound of rain. I was surprised to not have any strange dreams this time, but this was a big problem. Only the roof trim of the mausoleum was keeping me safe from the rain. It was pouring. But worse even still, it was night. The only light I could see was from the street lamps at the outside of the cemetery. Oh dear, how could I have slept so long? Well, I couldn't stay hiding under here all night. Took a big breath and ran across the cemetery to the street. Luckily, the gate wasn't locked. Again, I was surprised, but thankful, as it meant I would have not had to find some other way out. Once I was out of the sidewalk, I noticed the streetlights were the only lights on. Everything else seemed closed. How late was it? I didn't want to put my phone out in the rain to check, but by any means I most definitely missed the last bus back home. Wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I had to find shelter first. Ran through the rain trying to find anything that was open. It wasn't long before I felt my shoes filling with water. I'd get a cold out here too long, and the rain showed no signs of letting up. Then I knew there had just had to be something, anything, open. And eventually I made it somewhere. It was the movie theater. Thank goodness. I rushed inside and took a seat beside the posters, waiting to dry off and take my phone out. If you're a customer, fuck you! Cashiers. A very funny look at a very costly dead-end job. If you're a customer, fuck you! Not specific holiday movie for a Malhark movie. A Malhark? Her eyes are up here. Imogen, Queen of the Galaxy. Folie Ducks, or I don't know how to pronounce that. If you're a customer, fuck you. I want to watch this. Just as I had suspected, it was pretty late. And knowing the usual times of the cinema, I could tell it wasn't going to be open much longer. What do I do? And though I wasn't sure how he could help me right now, I had to at least try calling up Grovin. Why isn't he picking up? Mary? Oh, you picked up, thank goodness. I was starting to get worried. I'm having a bit of a problem right now. What is it? Well, you see, I kind of fell asleep on the cemetery. I only woke up a few minutes ago. It's raining really bad right now, and I missed the bus, so I don't know, I was hoping maybe you could help me out somehow. No can do, Mary Moo. Didn't I tell you? Tell me what? Mary, I'm like not even home right now. I'm not even close. Huh? Where are you then? I'm like out of the fucking city right now, Mary. I had these plans with these friends. It doesn't matter. I swear I told you. Oh, I don't remember. Look, bottom line is there's no way I can help you from here. What am I supposed to do then? Fucking Mary, I don't know. I heard his frustrated sigh through the phone. I couldn't see it, but I could tell he was pinching the bridge of his nose. Where are you right now? I'm at the movie theater, but I think it closes soon. Alright, well, do you have anyone else you could call up? Maybe stay with them tonight? I mean, I guess so. Awesome, great, sounds good then. Look, Mars, I really gotta go, okay? Call up one of your other friends. I'm sure one of them will come get you. Alright, then good night. The quick girl hanging up the phone. No one's nice to this poor child besides, Reginald. Well, one of my other friends? Well, there's only two of those. Who should I go with? I mean, Twyla's kind of a bitchy right now. Reginald's kind of sus. And mystery number? Is that even a safe option? Crobin said Twyla was not good to hang out with. I don't feel like you know Reginald well enough. Mystery number, is that even a good idea? Meeting up with the mystery number at night? I mean, Twyla may be a jerk, but I mean, she's not gonna kill you, so I guess go with Twyla for now. I called up Twyla. Heard the phone ring a few times, and she picked up. She sounded angry, although she didn't sound like she was asleep before I called her. Mary, what are you calling me for? Don't you know what time it is? Yeah, I know. It's kind of my problem. It's a long story, kind of, but I missed my bus home and I need a place to stay the night. I was hoping, maybe. Are you serious? Yeah. Fine. Well, you owe me. Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. I'm in a movie theater. Let me guess, by the cemetery? Yeah, how'd you know? I'll be there soon. Okay, thank you again. Twyla came to pick me up herself this time. By that, I mean she's driving the car this time rather than have someone drive for her. She's fully dressed, but I couldn't tell if she changed out of pajamas just to pick me up. She seemed a bit annoyed picking me up, so I made sure to thank her again. Drive to her house was silent except for the rain. Luckily, there wasn't really anybody else on the roads today at night. We got to her house safely. Stepping inside the house, it felt a lot more calm, like the first time I visited. Definitely prefer this to the liveliness of the party a few days ago. Though I must admit, when there's hardly anyone here, it does feel empty. Twyla's home had less doors and more archways. Passing one, I noticed the TV on. Was her uncle in there? Is everyone up so late? I followed Twyla upstairs to her bedroom. It's my first time seeing it, and it was a bit different than I expected. I don't know, it seems pretty expected to me. Not more cluttered than I thought it'd be, I guess. Not overly cluttered, but Twyla never really struck me as the type to collect clutter, but you learn something new every day. I don't know, they could be investigation stuff. I don't know, she seems like the clutter type. Well, here's my room. But I actually have to head back out. Really? In this weather? Why? It's a personal matter. You gotta kill someone? I don't want to talk about it. Oh, I see. Okay then. Borrow some of my pajamas from the dresser and use the shower if you like, and use the kitchen, but again, trusting you not to look through my thing. Oh yeah, of course, I never. Good. I'll be back soon. When she left back downstairs again, leaving me here alone. I wasn't sure how long it'd be until she'd be back. I'd feel weird sleeping in a room without her here. What should I do? Maybe take a shower. I mean, maybe I shouldn't just yeah, but you're just like sleeping like a cemetery. I don't want to take a shower till I'm ready to get changed. Feel weird walking around Twyla's house in her pajamas. Maybe eat something. I decided to look in her kitchen. She said I was allowed after all. Headed back downstairs into the kitchen. It was dark, but I wasn't sure where the light switches was. Was Twyla's dinner party prepared all in here? Seemed like a small kitchen compared to the amount of guests that were here for it. Was dinner really made here? Probably best not to question it. If I knew anything, it's how Twyla works in mysterious ways. Wondered what she had in here, though. Never really seen Twyla eat, aside from the dinner party a few days ago. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Opened Twyla's refrigerator. To my surprise, there wasn't much at all. Even that giant party they had. There was no leftovers. Or did they eat them all already? Still, there was a lot of empty space. There was a bowl of cherries, some gallons and bottles of water, and a leftover pizza box. Checked the freezer too, and out of curiosity, there were 2 slabs of meat I couldn't quite recognize, and a tub of vanilla ice cream. Well, if anything, I don't think there's anything I wanted here. What, but cherries? Ice cream? That's so good. Although, I'd feel weird going to someone's house and eating their ice cream. So, that makes sense. I don't like pizza, personally. Closed the fridge and looked into the pantry, but again, there still wasn't a lot. There wasn't much else in here. I thought about heading back upstairs, but I couldn't hear the living room TV playing from the next room. It was playing a familiar voice. I know that game show. I entered the living room and made my way to the other side of the couch from where Denzine had been sitting. I didn't really say hello as I entered, kind of just plopped myself on the other side of the couch from where he was. He already knew I was here. It felt kind of awkward to be saying hello so late into my stay. This is Peril, right? Yes. I used to watch this game show all the time with my dad. He's never really good at it, but Dad was. I think he could have won if he got it on it. That's so? Yeah. Do you think he'd be good at it? Could be. Dad confident I'd come out on top though. Don't say that. I think he could win, probably. I mean, you have such a nice house. Surely you have to be smart and a hard worker to afford it. Sorry, was that rude? You have a point, I suppose. But I know exactly what you're working on. It equates to knowing the most popular doll line 9 years ago or knowing how fast a horse is. Yeah, I guess that's true. Our small talk pretty much ended there. We continued to watch the show in silence, only piping up to guess an answer or two. It was a bit strange, but nice too, in its own weird way. Like a childhood sleepover. Eventually I heard Twyla come back home again. She walked right past us and straight upstairs. Heard her open the door to her room, stop, and then walk back downstairs. Then she joined us in the living room. What are you watching? Peril. You like that show? No offense, but I didn't really take that as something someone like you would enjoy. Alright, and the next subject is graveyards for 300. Hey, you should be good at this one. Oh, maybe. Broken column-shaped headstone is used to represent what? Well, which is it, Mary? Oh, I think that's... Broken column-shaped headstone is used to represent what? Maybe life cut short? Is the gravestone's cut? I don't know. Broken columns represent life that ended early. That's why it's broken? Because you weren't able to reach your old age, like how the column was broken before it got to the top. At least that's what I've heard. Tension's answering said something similar to what I said. That is correct. Huh, nice job. Oh, thanks, I think. Alright, let's head to bed now, then. I don't want you sleeping in too long tomorrow morning. Oh, okay. Good night, Denzin. Good night, girls. I followed Twyla upstairs into her rooms again. She handed me some of her spare pajamas. I took her up on her offer to use her shower and headed to the bathroom before I got changed. Her bathroom was really nice. Really clean. Cleaner than mine anyways. She didn't even have any toothbrushes or clutter on the sink. Maybe there was another bathroom they used more often? Taking showers at someone else's house is always weird. I agree. I don't think I actually have done that, but I've taken showers at a hotel. It was weird. But the shampoo had a really nice smell to it. Strangely enough, I don't recall smelling like this on Twyla ever. Not that she smelled dirty or anything. Twyla always had a cleanliness to her, but shampoo didn't seem to match hers. I changed into Twyla's pajamas. They fit pretty comfortably, though. I expected that since we were two small girls. When I returned to Twyla's room, the lights were already off, but she was clicking away on her laptop. I noticed on the floor she had left a blanket and pillow for me. I didn't really want to sleep on a rug, but I wasn't going to argue for hospitality. I cuddled into it and tried to get comfortable. What are you typing? Nothing. Are you messaging someone? No. Does that have to do with the investigation? That's none of your business. Oh. But I'm helping you, aren't I? Yes, and I appreciate it. But there's parts of it I need to do on my own. Why does it have to be a secret? Wouldn't I be able to help you more if I knew? No. Like I said, I appreciate your help, but I don't want you getting in the way. But what if I knew something? Something that could help? Something that could point us in the right direction? I already have my direction. I just need proof. You're certain that Reginald really did it? Who? Reginald, the guy you told me to stay away from? Yeah, I know who he is. Absolutely positive it was him. I just... How can you be so sure of that? I don't understand how you can be so decisive over it, especially when you don't have any proof. I'll get it. Then you'll know why you shouldn't doubt me. Alright then. Twyla, do you want to be a detective? Do you want to be a detective? Is that why you're doing this? And working so hard for it? Not necessarily. I just want my city to be clean. Would you want to be a police officer or something then? Oh god, no. Even if the police weren't morons, I still wouldn't want to be a part of them. Are you like a vigilant then? What's of all these stupid questions? Sorry. What will we do after we catch him then? What do you mean? We'll hand him over to the police. So that's when the police step in? Yeah, they're the ones who need to arrest him after all. You just need to take care of it until that point. I see. And then what? Then what about after that? What do you mean? There's nothing after that. They'll be done. That's it? Nothing else you want to solve? No. You say that as if it's a common to chase down murderers. Well, no, I mean, I don't know, our friendship is pretty much built on solving mysteries, so... What? We aren't friends. We're not? No. I mean, if you want to refer to me as being your friend, that's fine. But it's important you know I don't see you that way at all. I don't plan on talking with you anymore once this is over. You don't? Like, maybe if I need you for something. But otherwise, there's no point in continuing this alliance. What, you're not upset by that, right? I thought I made it pretty clear I was just being polite to you. No. I'm just really tired. You're so mean to her! No. I think I'll sleep now. Good night. I had a hard time sleeping after that. Didn't help that I was stuck on the floor either. I did eventually get to sleep. You've got so many guest bedrooms, I bet. Why couldn't she have sleep in there? But I didn't feel any better about it in the morning. When I woke up, Twyla was awake too. I don't know if she even slept. She seemed to be in the same position she was when I went to sleep. Guess she's something of a night owl. She didn't say anything to me as I grabbed my own clothes and left to the bathroom to change. Left her pajamas by the sink and headed back downstairs. I left without even saying goodbye or stopping for breakfast. I decided I'd walk my way to the bus stop or something. Even though Twyla doesn't think of me as a friend, I'd still like to think of her as one. I'd like to, but it's been a few days since I slept over at Twyla's house, and I don't get many texts from her. And I've been trying not to let it get to me. I think I should have known deep down it's always going to be like this. I mean, I guess I can't blame her. Not all that bad, though. I've been keeping busy so I don't feel lonely. It's nearly evening now, and I'm getting ready to make dinner. Or, well, I was until I got a text from Twy. Mary. How soon can you meet me? We're going to catch the butcher today. Today? Like right now today? That was true then. Couldn't keep her waiting. I told Twyla I'd meet her at the cemetery as I rushed out of the house. The bus to the city wouldn't come quickly enough. Luckily, I was able to meet up with Twyla within the hour. I'd been waiting on the sidewalk outside the cemetery when she pulled up in a car next to me. Surprisingly, she was the one driving it this time instead of having somebody else drive it for her. I jumped into the passenger side, not even questioning anything until I got inside. Where are we going, actually? She didn't answer me. She seemed very intent on driving. I think if her hands gripped that wheel any harder, it would snap. The setting sun welcomed us as we finally pulled up to Reginald's apartment building. Twyla? She parked the car, got out, and then yanked me out as well. The grip she had used on her steering wheel was now tight around my wrist. She hurriedly stomped us up to the door. I nearly tripped over my own 2 feet before I was able to catch her rhythm. Twyla! I called out, but she didn't seem to be listening. Twyla! Twy! What is this about? What did you do? About turning to face me, she said. Remember how you told me it smelled bad when we visited Reginald's apartment last? Yeah, but it was the rats, remember? Twyla didn't say anything after that. After we entered the building, Twyla took me to the door in the front. The doors creaked open slightly with a faint green glow leaking through. The smell from last time lingered, but it was even stronger now. It seemed to penetrate through the hall. It was somehow faint and yet terribly strong at the same time. This is the apartment of the landlady, Twyla said flatly. Go ahead, take a look inside. Is she dead? But why? Do it. I didn't want to, hardly fearing what would be behind that door. But it looked as though I was being given a choice. Feeling heaviness in my chest and legs, I made my way over to the door. Tried not to touch it as I leaned my head forward and peeked inside. I regretted what I saw. I knew she was dead. I felt my heart sinking even deeper into my chest as my throat struggled not to go dry. Are you telling me that smell before was... Absolutely. I felt sick. It was Reginald's old apartment and his landlady. I still had trouble believing it was really him. Until, if this evidence against him wasn't damning enough. I turned to Twyla as she pulled a pair of gloves out and then put them on. She moved past me and opened the door, talking to me as she did so. We went inside Reginald's apartment that day. I had gone around to talk to whatever neighbors of his happened to be at home. They said the smell had been around for days. They filed complaints after complaint, but it never got a response. They figured their landlady was being lazy to call someone to take care of it. The smell was really the landlady. That didn't sound right to me. So I had a special friend of mine come and help determine what was really going on. We found this. Has she been just sitting here the whole time, Twy? And who's this special friend of yours? Why are they a friend and not Mary? Why did you call someone? Who's this friend of yours? What's happening? Well, I had to make sure I was right first. They helped me determine the cause of death was due to food tampering. Traces of that same antifreeze-like substance from before. If that wasn't enough, Twyla bent over and picked something off the ground. When you think of this, I have to say I'm surprised. So either Reginald did it, or you're framing him. It made it hard to get concrete evidence for him. And then just what he got ahead of himself. Let himself slip. I suppose I shouldn't be complaining. It makes my life easier. I just find it curious, that's all. I couldn't believe it. All the evidence was right in front of me, but still, Reginald had always been so nice. Could he have really? I was alone with this man at times. He found me sleeping in the cemetery by myself once. But he never hurt me. Even when given opportunity to, he could it really all this time? I had swirled of thoughts, whooshes as Twyla exited through the door to meet me in the hallway once again. Oh, okay. We have very strong evidence against him. Now what? Do we finally go to someone else with it now? Twyla opened her mouth to talk to me, but I watched as her gaze moved past and behind me. Her mouth hung open a few seconds longer as her eyes reacted. I already knew what that meant. Turned around to be greeted by none other than Reginald himself. He was carrying grocery bags on his arms and wore a smile on his face as if nothing was wrong. Something was definitely wrong. Hello, girls. I didn't expect to see you here this late. Or rather at all, for that matter. How do you do? Why are you staring at me like that? Is something the matter? Stop playing dumb. Beg your pardon. We know it's you. Twy. It's what, me? What? You've heard the rumors, haven't you? About a serial killer in town? We know it's you. Me? Twyla nodding. That's not very fun to joke about. Are you fucking serious right now? I told you stop playing dumb. Why? Do tell me, Twyla. If I really was the killer, what would stop me from killing you right now then? This. Oh god. I was not expecting that. Okay. Reginald and I both took a step back in shock as Twyla pulled out a gun she had been concealing. What was going on here? Was she always carrying that? Let me explain to you how this is going to go down. We're not going to call the police. We're not? Nope. Reginald is going to turn himself in. If he refuses, then I'm going to shoot him right here and now. Whoa. I ran past Twy and put myself in front of Reginald. I don't know what I was thinking. I truly felt that when I realized that I was right in front of her line of fire. God forbid she'd slip. But I couldn't leave her let her. I couldn't have her shoot Reginald out of nowhere. Twyla, wait. Can we talk about this for a minute? You're getting way too ahead of yourself here. What if he didn't do it after all? What if this is just a whole misunderstanding? Twyla just stared at me, yet still firm in her hand. I knew that if she wanted to shoot Reginald, she'd have to go through me first, but the way she was looking at me right now felt as if she wouldn't mind having to. Please, Twy, put the gun away. Maybe if we just... Mary, duck! Huh? And everything was dark. Well, I guess Reginald hit me with something. So that's what I get for standing in front of him. I could tell it was a while before I opened my eyes. When I did, all I could feel was for a few seconds was the terrible bringing pain in my head. Oh my god, you kidnapped her? Took a bit to adjust the light, but I was eventually able to see, even if just a little bit. It was in some sort of laundromat, it appeared. It was old and run down, so I don't even know how we got in. Either you kidnapped her, or did Twy do that? I was tied down to some sort of post of rope preventing me from moving my arms. In front of me was Reginald himself. He was turned away from me, so he didn't recognize I was awake yet. But I could see him breathing heavily, like he was nervous. Faintly, I could hear him rambling to himself. I couldn't make out his words, though, despite how quiet everything was except for him. Eventually, he began pacing, and that's when he noticed I was awake. Oh, good morning, doll. How are you feeling? I didn't hit you too hard, did I? Reginald, it's really... But my words get caught in my mouth. What could I possibly say in a situation like this? Reginald approached me. I felt my stomach twist with each step he took towards me. I felt my breath shorten as he leaned down in front of me. I placed a hand on my face and I had a choice but to look at him. Reginald? Please don't be scared. I'm not going to hurt you, I promise. Is it really you? Do you think I would hurt you, Mary? Please, I want to know. Did you kill all these people? Would you be upset with me if I did? You look nervous. Please stop worrying. I promise it's all going to be okay. You've been so happy, right? All those funerals? You've been able to join them, haven't you? The way you could complete them. It's all been to make you happy. Haven't you been happy? Reginald, what are you talking about? Eventually, Reginald stood back up again. You should have trusted Twyla a little bit more. I mean, to be fair, I didn't 100% trust her either, but still, I would not have done that. Took a deep breath and straightened out his coat. You know this wasn't my plan. You can't always plan for everything, you know. Was he the mystery number all along, like I thought he was? So I'll go ahead and make it work, okay? Stay right here and don't go anywhere. I promise I'll be right back. And just like that, just like he said, he left, leaving me stranded here waiting for his return. What was I going to do? I really messed up now, huh? Twyla's right all along. Is she okay? I hope I didn't mess it up. I'll walk for her again. Twyla had a gun though, so hopefully she's okay. If only I hadn't been so stupid. Maybe I wouldn't be in this situation. But as I was beginning to fear all hope was lost, I felt a buzz against my back. My phone? That was definitely my phone. I'm surprised he didn't take it away. Though not like I could reach it from my position. But maybe. Started shifting all around, trying to get the rope loose. I doubt I'd be able to, but I tried regardless. Very least I could, if I could get my phone or something, maybe I could have help. Just hoped Reginald wouldn't come back before then. And then out of nowhere it seemed like the rope just fell off. I was amused. Did he not tie it that tight? I mean, I guess he did say he didn't want to hurt me. The rope off, I rushed toward the front entrance, pulled hard on the handles. Locked. Even though I could sworn Reginald left this way. Tried all the back doors, the side doors too, but it was no use. I was just trapped in a bigger cage. But I did have my phone. So trying to calm my nerves, I sat back by the post and took it out. So I had to call the police when I saw my phone full of messages from Twyla. They were still going. See if she was okay after all. Twyla? Oh fuck, you're finally answering. You've been trying to get a hold of me forever. I see you didn't get you. I see you didn't get you yet. Twy, I'm gonna call the police. Don't. Not yet. I need you to trust me, okay? Really fucking trust me this time. So these easy made me feel I trusted Twyla. Even if she does things in an underhanded way at times. She's always had the best intentions. And when I didn't trust her, things usually didn't go well for us. So I'm going to trust her now. Because even if she doesn't want to be, that's what friends do. Where are you right now? Honestly, I don't know. A laundromat? What? Describe it to me. I don't know, there's like laundry machines and all. You should take a picture and send it to her. Looks like it hasn't been used in ages. There's no signs or anything. Can you see outside? Describe what's surrounding the building you're in. Okay. Gave Twyla descriptions of everything nearby, even though there didn't seem to be much. Despite this, it seemed as though all of it made perfect sense to her. I know where you are now. I'm going to be there soon. Well, the doors are locked. How are you going to get in? I have a plan for that, don't worry. Sit where you are and keep pretending to be kidnapped. Okay. Eventually he came back just like he said he would. Oh good, you're still here. I mean, of course he was. I hope I didn't leave you bored. Like I said, I just had something to take care of first. But as I said, everything's going to work itself out, okay? Reginald once again took a step towards me. I had no idea what he was going to do. He reached his hand towards me and... Twyla burst in just in time. She immediately shot Reginald in the leg. It took her one perfect hit. One hit and he was down. It was so easy for her. Reginald fell to the ground without a scream. He was huffing heavily, blood oozing from his leg as Twy came to untie me. What do you think of my rope work, Reginald? I had to make sure you didn't suspect anything, so I tied her back up the best I could. I'll admit I'm a bit rustier than you, though. Reginald didn't say anything, of course. About time you showed up. You actually got the police this time? Yeah, I didn't want to, but it seemed like this was going to be the quickest way to take care of it all. I'm gonna go outside and talk to them. We'll stay here with Reginald really quickly while I explain things. Wait, what? Why can't I go out with you? Trust me. Oh, okay. Also here. Twyla walked over to me and gave me... Wait, I can't use this. Probably won't need to. It's just in case you try to do anything in the last 2 minutes I'm out here. There. Or are you gonna blame Mary for shooting him? Okay. I accepted as she passed the gun into my hands. Felt cold and uncomfortable, but I held it as tight as while I exited the front door. Looked down at Reginald, who was still writhing a bit on the floor. Didn't say anything until... Mary? Oh no. Reginald slowly tried to get up, though his leg was obviously holding him down. Just stop moving, I'll shoot. I will. Mary, darling. It's okay. I said I wasn't going to hurt you, didn't I? I just want to share something. I just really want you to know. I watched as Reginald stood up on his own 2 feet. My feet felt frozen in place while the gun shook in my trembling hands. Where was Twyla already? Reginald shuffled towards me. He reached his hands out to calm mine. I was held there by him, as if he told me something I'm not sure I'll ever forget, or even understand. You know, I know you adore the idea of death and whatnot. At least that's how it appears to me. So I just wanted to let you know. Death is not at all what you've been made to believe it is. I promise you. It is not an eternity of dreams or nightmares. It is not comforting. It is not warm. So please, 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 Barry, do me a favor. Stop killing me, okay? Lost in his words, I found myself unable to react as he wrapped his hands around mine, took the gun from my trembling fingertips, pressed the barrel to his temple. It's been a month since that day. My therapist said I'm getting better at dealing with the memories from it. Things have been much different ever since the incident. For one, there seems to be much fewer deaths around the city, so I guess that means I don't like to think about it much. But I am at least happy that things are much calmer now. I don't think I've noticed it before, but I do see a lot more people walking around than before. Maybe that's because the weather has been uncharacteristically nice lately too. So what happened? And did Twyla kill the bookstore person though? Because, I don't know, she had the knife. Oh right, speaking of things that have been different lately, the number that used to text me stopped around that time too. I knew it, Reginald was the mystery number. And I still don't have a clue about where my parents are. Thinking about it too much makes me worry, but my therapist has been helping me feel a lot calmer about it all. It was true what Twyla said to me that night, that she didn't really intend to talk to me anymore after we caught the killer, because she doesn't really. She never messages me anymore. Occasionally I'll message her first, but less than half the time will I get an answer back. Even when I do, it's usually only because I asked her a question about something I was curious about. It actually doesn't bother me at all that much. Not as much as I thought it would. Because sometimes I'll see her outside, in the library or at the park. Every time she notices me too. And although she never says anything, she always waves at me. And I appreciate it. I do. Twyla was never much of a people person, I know that. Friendship didn't even ever seem like something of importance to her. So in that sense, getting away from her is more than okay with me. Speaking of Twyla, I was actually headed down to the library to return some books after my session. Maybe pick up some more. When I see Twyla in the library, I try to sit near her. For me, at least, I always have a pleasant time reading with her. So, I'll see if she wants to come today, too. Going to the library to read. Would you want to come with? Good end. Fall rest weather, friends. Congratulations! You've just completed a route of Cemetery Mary. Thank you for playing. But, do you think you could get the true ending if you try again? I know. Oh, I could still load them. Okay, well I'll stop for now, but that was nice. Bye.